We dressed up for the Packers-Lions game, and boy did the Lions deliver, beating the Packers tonight, Aaron Rodgers primetime. And that means that the Seahawks gets in the playoffs. Levi, what's your first take?
You know, when I was watching the Seahawks game today, I said this team doesn't even deserve to be in the playoffs. But honestly, after the grit that I saw from the fourth quarter, the way our defense, which has kind of been awful for a large parts of this season, really kind of stepped it up in the second half of this game against the Rams. And then watching the way that the Lions came out here and defeated the Packers, I realized that out of those three teams, the Seahawks are the best of the three. And so if there's gonna be 7 teams in the playoffs, the Seahawks, they deserve to be there. So I'm really glad that we're gonna have one more game. And, maybe we can pull off some kind of crazy upset.
Play 49ers, Brock Purdy, third time this year, not impossible. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Geno Smith will play like it's, his first. Is it his first playoff game started, or did he start one with the Jets?
He missed the playoffs by 1 game his rookie season, so this is his first time starting in the playoffs.
So he'll have obviously something to prove.
He has been there as a backup.
So will Brock Purdy, but regardless, it's Seahawks have nothing to lose. They're not really meant to be here anyways. People thought they were going to win 4 or 5 games, so we're playing with house money at this point. So if we win, it's great. If we lose, I didn't expect them to be here an extra game in the year. So.
Yeah.
If we win against the 49ers next week, which will be in San Francisco, they're the 2 seed. We'll then play.
We'd play Philadelphia.
We play Philadelphia.
The 1 seed.
No.
Yeah, we would. We're the 7. We'd be the 7, so we'd play the 1.
That's not how that works. 4 or 5. What are 4 or 5 plays for what?
No, it's not a bracket. It's just the lowest seed plays the highest seed.
Yeah. So it would be Philly.
We'd play Philly.
Which I think
honestly
is kind of
hasn't
overrated.
looked great
Yeah.
the past month.
They lost to the Washington football team like a month ago. They lost to
the Saints, who beat us. So But
we've lost to the Saints. We've lost to the Falcons.
Think about this. This is a team.
We've lost to every single NFC.
The Seattle Seahawks. We've lost to all four of the NFC South. They're all under 500. We lost to all 4 of them.
We lost to.
We lost to the Niners twice. That's acceptable. The other people we lost to was the Raiders, who are pretty bad. And who is the Chiefs? That's acceptable. So 5 bad losses and 3 acceptable ones. But that's just how it is in the season, How many wins do we have against winning teams? I think only 2.
Giants.
Giants and Chargers. So we went 2 and 3 against winning records, and we went 7 and 5 against losing records. But that's just how it goes. We had a pretty easy schedule, and we made the most of it.
Yeah.
We capitalized.
Kind of.
But that's what happens when you have so many good rookies. And I think we may have only gone 9-8 this year, but this is the reward. And next year, imagine how good we're gonna be next year.
So Levi, I'll paint a picture. What would you rather happen today? The Seahawks winning and making the playoffs, like what just happened, or the Broncos losing and we lose. We get better draft picks for our pick and the Broncos pick, which turns into our pick. What's the better overall outcome?
I think the better overall outcome is that we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because I think next year, whether or not we get the 3 or the 5 pick, we're going to be in the playoffs next year, and I think we're going to win the division next year. Because the way these rookies are progressing, we're going to be really, really good next year. I think the key is that we don't want to make the playoffs next year having not had most of these guys ever had the experience of playing in the big game. So even though we're probably going to lose to the 49ers, I think, and even though we lost on a couple of draft choices, I think having this game of playoff experience is going to be so big for these guys next year. Because next year, when we're the number 2 or the number 1 seed potentially.
Number 1, wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't
with
rule
Geno
it out.
Smith
The Eagles went 9-8
Geno
last
Smith
year.
right now?
You never know.
They had Jalen Hurts last year.
The way that our offensive line continues to get better, we have young rookies on the O-line. Charles Cross, Abraham Lucas, they're going to get better. Kenneth Walker's going to get better. What's his face? Why am I forgetting? Tariq Woolen, Kobe Bryant. They're all gonna just keep on getting better.
Lucas.
Jamal Adams hopefully will be healthy next year.
Charles Cross.
Lucas. This team's gonna be so good next year. So I think getting these guys a game of playoff experience is gonna be huge for next year when we're the number 2, number 3, number 1 seed, and then we're hosting playoff games. We're winning playoff games. I think next year I might pick us to win the Super Bowl depending on how this next playoff game goes and how the draft goes, but this is going to be huge for us.
Yeah.
Remember the Eagles? Last year the Eagles went to the playoffs. They almost won. They lost to Tom Brady. This year they're the number 1 seed.
They had Jalen Hurts,
But last year nobody thought Jalen Hurts was any good. We have a progressing Geno Smith.
He's like 35 now, but
He's
it's
32.
alright. Whatever.
32.
Either way, I do think getting the playoffs is a better scenario for the Seahawks, just because I think as a football franchise, your goal is to win as many games as possible first and foremost, and that's what they're doing. They're putting themselves in a possibility to win the Super Bowl. I know it's far fetched, but obviously we're not gonna win the Super Bowl this year. But like now we still have a possibility, and in the NFL you want to keep that alive as long as possible. Hey, who says we can't go out, beat the 49ers? It's our third time playing the 49ers. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. The Seahawks always create problems. The 49ers and them always play tight games. Let's say they beat the 49ers, then they play the Eagles. Eagles haven't been looking great lately. I don't know. Maybe they're having an off week. The Seahawks come in. They beat the Eagles before in the playoffs. The Seahawks usually play pretty good against the Eagles. Let's say they beat them. And then you're in the NFC Championship game, and who's the scariest team left? Like the Cowboys? Like, I'm not even that scared of the Cowboys. Like, the NFC is not that good. There's like a point where we could definitely pull upsets off. And then, are we really the underdog in a game against the Vikings? Like, maybe. But, like, I wouldn't think so necessarily. I mean,
that's true.
The Vikings could have like 8 losses right now if the one-score games were flipped. So, I'm just saying, nothing's impossible.
It's too bad we don't get to play the Vikings.
Yeah.
We end up, because of that tie, we're half of a game behind the Giants. So unfortunately, if they had lost to the Commanders, that would have given the Commanders another win though too. I don't know how it would have played out, but we would have had a shot at the 6th seed, and that would have meant playing the Vikings. I think we could beat the Vikings.
Well, the way we squandered our playoff opportunities from like 85% to like mid-season when we were on that run, and then all the way down to like 20%.
But we still made it.
And I told Levi when the game. What was the game before the Chiefs?
It was before the Chiefs.
We lost.
That was the loss to Carolina.
We lost a battle against Carolina, and I said I was like. Everyone thought like it was pretty much over, like the season, and I agree with him for the most part because everyone thought, okay, we're losing the Chiefs next week, and then it's over. We have 8 losses, but I said 9-8. I still think 9-8 is the magic number. I think if you get to 9-8 and you get a little bit of luck, you could still get into the playoffs. And it looked like 9-8 was the number for the 7th seed.
I will say, when we were 7-7, we lost to the 49ers, and we had the game against the Chiefs the next week. And I think I put it on my Instagram. I said, "Congrats on the season. It was fun while it lasted, but we're not making."
And we're playing next weekend, so.
And we lost to the 49ers by 20 the first time. We lost to them by 8 the second time. So we made progress.
You posted on your NW Sportscast Instagram
No,
account?
my personal.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, sorry guys.
But I've been tweeting. If you want to check the NW Sportscast Twitter, you can see some tweets about how I don't think we should re-sign Geno Smith.
Or check the NW Sportscast Instagram, where we once in a while post 4 stories in one day, and then don't post for another 3 months. Yeah. Enticing stuff. All right. Anything else? Ethan, the cameraman's here.
Yeah, no comment.
No
Ethan,
comments.
what do you think's the prediction next week? We'll go around and make our predictions for the score. Levi, I'll go first. We'll end on Ethan.
Okay, well, the 49ers offense has scored more than 30 points in pretty much every game with Brock Purdy, except for the time they played us. So, I think, right?
Yeah.
I think that trend will continue. I think they're going to score.
Did anyone hurt?
The 49ers, they do. Devo, I think, is questionable. So
that could be big if Devo's hurt.
I think the 49ers
So
are going to score 26 points. They're going to get a couple touchdowns, a couple field goals. And I think the Seattle Seahawks are going to score 20 points. I think it's a 6-point loss, 26-20. But a competitive, we're going to have the ball with a chance to win at the end, but Geno's going to throw a pick or something. Or maybe we'll just punt, I don't know. Or maybe 4 and out.
Yeah. I think my head says that we're going to lose this game, but hey, might as well ride this Seahawks train till it dies out. Didn't think the Seahawks were going to make the playoffs in the first place. I said we get the win. I said we steal a game. I think it's like a 35, 34 type game.
35 points.
Lots of points on the board.
Wow.
I think, it's a good... actually, I don't know. Bosa really killed us when we played them last.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think, will Charles Crosby line up with him?
Probably.
Let's see. If Charles Crosby can hold his own, I like our chances, but I think it's going to be a big matchup to watch. Ethan?
Guess kind of. I don't know if Seattle's gonna be able to like pull this one off unless they can like limit the Niners' run game. I mean, if McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell get like going, like it's gonna be a pretty quick game.
Honestly, I think the big factor is can the Seahawks score enough, because the 49ers are gonna score points on us, because McCaffrey and Kittle are going to get the ball, and when they get the ball, we're gonna have a hard time tackling them. So what we need to do is when McCaffrey and Kittle are out there getting points, getting yards, getting touchdowns, we need DK and Tyler answering. If our passing game can follow what the 49ers do, we have a chance.
What's your final prediction?
I'm gonna go the 49ers win 30-20.
Okay. 30-20. So, last question. So, if you're the 49ers watching this game, do you think they were wanting to play the Seahawks for a third time?
I think the 49ers fans right now are
not the fans, the actual
the team.
What do they think they want?
I think the team wanted to play the Green Bay Packers just because they've had so much success against the Packers in the playoffs. The past 3 times they played, they've won. And
I think Brock Purdy cares the last 3 times
as a team, but I think the team as a whole does.
The defense cares a lot.
And I think as a team, those guys who have played the Seahawks, they know the Seahawks are always a tough out. They found that out when they came to Seattle expecting to crush us. They took a big lead, and then we clawed our way to an 8-point loss, and we had a chance at the end of that game. So,
do you think they wanted to play the Lions?
I think they probably would not have wanted to play the Lions. The Lions have been looking scary lately. But I think the Packers, they were on a 4-game winning streak.
So between the Packers and Seahawks, they would the Packers.
I think they played they would root for the Packers. I think the fans would probably not really care because they're feeling so overconfident right now. What I see from the 49ers.
Especially for having Brock Purdy on your quarterback there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anybody want to send us off?
Yeah. I'll say it was a good birthday present to watch the Seahawks make the playoffs. So.
Yeah. Let's keep it riding.
Yeah.
Hey, we gotta watch meaningful wild card of games, which is next weekend, Sunday.
I think we're gonna be. We might
Saturday.
be on Saturday. We're on Saturday.
Saturday, perfect. Right when we go skiing.
Right when we're skiing.
Great.
Yes.
Great. All right, complicate it a little more. All right. See everyone.
Thanks for watching, Paul.
Yeah. Bye.